partners to work toward that solution, we have to keep it simple. We have to get on the same side, because the fact is that we are kind of arguing the same side here. The hospital has challenges, we all know that. We all want to find solutions to those challenges that we have, but we need to get them out, and we need to become aware of what they are. Now, we could go through one by one and ask every single person in this room what they are, and we could go on for weeks and weeks and weeks, right? But we could also do it in a much quicker manner, okay? And I want to give you the opportunity to make your comment, and then let me ask, as we move forward, can we work on an exercise? And let me just tell you what that exercise is to get this information out, okay? Don't worry, before we get into the exercise. We've got some Post-its out here, we've got some pens. I want you to jot down everything that's a concern for you and a potential solution for that concern, okay? And I want to hear, we want all of them, okay? And then we will set up we have some boards up here, that you can put those down under what categories they fall under. But we want to hear what those concerns are, because if we don't know what they are, how can we address them, right? Okay, you have a concern now.
Yes, I just want to say that I'm pretty dismayed to hear a personal attack here. I don't think it's productive, and I would like to invite our very hardworking and dedicated CEO back into the room.
One more comment back here.
Yes, I agree, and that it's wonderful that we have such a wonderful turnout tonight. But I've got to say, with as many people here, because I'm wondering about the feasibility of this exercise. I think it's pretty obvious everybody knows what the concerns are. I, for one, would like to hear some recommendations for some solutions from some of the experts, some of the people who've spoken. Like to discuss Gene's feasibility plan, get the research on that, and hear more about what would be the advantages for association with Ridgecrest Regional before we spin our wheels and just repeat what we all know is true in terms of concerns.
Okay. So let me just,
quick synopsis of what's been happening here is people that have been frustrated with the way the hospitals are operating. You people are coming, my experience with the hospital has been terrific. We're lucky to have the hospital here. I think everybody would like to keep the hospital here. And some of the things that, when I think about, well, the finances are going, the Affordable Care Act is clobbered, as far as I'm concerned. It really hurt, and with the budgets, we're not getting the money in from Medicare, Medicaid, all these places. And so we have to find a way to finance the hospital. And I don't know, and there's some mention about tying in with other hospitals, Ridgecrest and I think Northern Inyo. I don't know. Do we have representatives from Northern Inyo here that might have expertise? This man could jump, maybe, I don't know if you want to, give us some information. Others?
And Ridgecrest is right here.
Administrators.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We would like to hear their situation, see how they handle the situation. They are rural area hospital also, so we would like to know how their hospital is.
If I can add a little more, some of the other ideas were tossed out, other services that can be put out, sort of like checkers, we might be able to put other services, get being put in our community. Other things, well, we get tax, landlords pay the tax, I don't think people are really looking for that increase that, it isn't going to help the hospital anyway. Well, some people might accept a small percentage. I hate to mention it, but those things happen too. But the services that the hospital can provide, other groups coming in and help, maybe supporting the hospital as a joint, some kind of connection with other hospitals.
yeah.
Other than that, one of the things that this woman mentioned about her health care secondary plan, why it was dropped, and yet another woman here said that her same company supported and was paid. That was confusing. Oh, okay.
We have someone here, I think we're frustrated to live in the jeepers out of him. Could we please come on down? in moving forward and making this meeting productive, that we eliminate any form of personal attack. Do we agree? Could we perhaps save the stories that are pertinent to our personal experiences for another time, perhaps write a letter to the board if it's something that needs to be addressed, because we really don't have the time, I don't feel, to go through the room person by person. Would that be okay? And then to the point of doing an exercise, perhaps we're out of the mood, and maybe we could work that into what has been suggested, and that is here's some positive possibilities from Ridgecrest and from Bishop.
Let me just show you what we had hoped to accomplish tonight. I think we still can, to some extent, because I think you guys might appreciate seeing what we want to accomplish. The fact is, I'll be with you in just a second. I recognize you. Okay, the fact is that we want to be able to have some concrete things. We could come to this meeting, we could talk all day long, and you would go home, and there'd probably still be this wondering of, well, are they really gonna do it? Okay, and so what we want to do is we want to try to help you understand what we're going to do. Now, does that mean that everything that you guys come up with tonight, we're going to be able to do as a hospital? Not necessarily. I mean, there might be some budget constraints, there might be just some things that are not going to work, period. But there might be some things that we can implement and that will bring us more money quicker, right? And so what we hope to be able to do tonight is get some of those things written down in goal form for us. So if you look up in the front here, you'll notice the red writing is a goal. Now this comes from a hospital that I was working with before, but, and the goal doesn't really matter. These goals would be more geared to what we're talking about. For example, that goal up there might say, and where's our lady with the reimbursement issue? Okay, she left? Okay, but we have more over here. So the reimbursement issue, right? We might say up here, hey, you know what? We need to make sure that we are covered in our clinic by all providers, right? And that might be our goal. And as we do that, so as we set these goals, well, how are we going to do that? Well, we want to get down to action plan. Oh. We want to get down to the action plan level. So if we say, hey, we want to be covered by all providers in our clinic, right? Then how are we going to do that? Well, first of all, we need to find out who's turning us down and why, right? We need to make sure that we contact them and we reset up the agreements. We make sure that we're completing our end of this so that they don't deny our patients coverage, right? And there might be a few other things that I've left out. But that's what we're hoping to get to tonight, okay? Is that we would be able to take that time to do it. Now, we've got about an hour and a half left tonight.
I'm going to speak to you from two perspectives. I think that Jim did an excellent job articulating both the importance of stabilization, getting to where you can not be hour to hour, not day to day, not even week to week, but how do we get to where it's month to month as a first step? Okay, you're going to have to go through those steps as he articulated. Partnership. Partnership is not, when you're on the eastern side of the Sierras, about who's going to be the dominant owner, and who's going to buy which facility, and who's going to grow up and be the healthcare system. That's for the other side of the Sierras, that's for the East Coast where I'm from. Hospitals are anxiously taking over everybody else's territory. I have learned very quickly in the Bishop area, through the transition that we've been through, that there is an undying dedication amongst the people to themselves. That is fairly unique in America today, and that's what you're seeing here. There was a lot of energy in Bishop just as I arrived, and I find energy to be outstanding because it means that someone is so impassioned about what they are about to gain or lose that they're willing to invest to the extreme. And if you can't take advantage of that, then you've got avoidant leadership. You've got lead who's willing to take advantage of the energy that you have. And so then the question is, how do we partner? What's our goal? Somebody asked, what's our problem? Well, how big is Lone Pond? 1,500, 1,700 people? 2,000 people?
About 2,600.
You can't support a 50-bed hospital. Your catching basin is maybe going to be less than 10,000. All the people you have. So, what can a healthcare service deliver to this size population? What can we get locally? And what can that local system connect with, both north and south, east and west, in that all of our needs are met? And so that's what I would be articulating is a recognition of who we are, and then a recognition of what we can support locally, and then what that local connection needs to be. So you've got your hub, where this is us, and then you've got your spokes that go out, and it goes out to Ridgecrest for certain services, and if we're fortunate enough in Northern Inyo, we can connect with you, and we can deliver things like obstetrics that we do, and women's health that we do, and Jim will offer, I'm not familiar with all the services, but there are options for creating a connection